Hmm. Not talking to us, are we? Interesting, okay. The clock has stopped. And I suppose if the narrator no longer speaks to us, he no longer is. So, yeah. Alright, well. Once again. Oh, clock's gone. Timer? What's the timer for? I thought it's coming from the skip button. Alright, skip ahead.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves that they couldn't help but leave a negative review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amused. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point.
Now he's repeating. Okay, so it's interesting that we have the narrator can't detect that Stanley's here and awake and able to listen now. And it actually touched on a thought experiment, which is Roko's basilisk, or rather the Roko basilisk fallacy, which is where if at some point a supercomputer AI will exist, and if you do not devote yourself to every inch of your being to try and bring the supercomputer AI into existence, the supercomputer AI will eventually punish you because you did not do everything you could to make it exist. And by simply speaking of this concept, you are dooming others to have heard about this supercomputer AI and dooming them to the death as well. And it's a very interesting thought experiment. It's a bit different, but he's going over it now about speaking something means it has to happen. Is the Roko Basilisk thing of it has been said, it's been proposed, therefore other people will suffer for it. But yeah, I need to skip him because he's gonna Okay. So yeah, so the Roko Basilisk thing of, you know, this thing is, it's not an actual problem because there is no reason for a supercomputer AI to punish people in the past for not bringing it into the future or making it into the present, right? But the idea of it, the concept of you know about this thing, therefore you are doomed. It's a very interesting concept, but it's kind of like dealing with little kids. Like, if you suggest ice cream to a little kid, that's what they're going to focus on. They're going to focus on saying, I want ice cream, I want ice cream, I want ice cream. And it will go on and on and on and on forever. Or at least until you lose your wit's end. And then, yeah, so the best thing to do is simply not to speak it aloud. Don't make the thought tangible. It stays in your head where it's nice and safe and no one can touch it. And of course, the end is never the end. Is never the end? Is never the end.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
You can put a trap remix on this.
Is never the end, 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 is never.
It's interesting it doesn't say repeating this time though, compared to treatise and manifesto. I imagine the narrator had to take this as an actual extended cut. Many takes and recordings of the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Is never the end, is
Still haven't found that door, have we? And the skip button is now... Oh, it takes a little bit of time, I guess. Interesting. Okay. Let's move on. Ah! The decay of time. Entropy. So eventually the walls will fall away, and then we'll be able to get out. And the narrator will be so happy to see us, I'm sure. Oh, there's a way out. But Stanley, not the most adept climber, I don't think. So it has to be a wall that's broken. Very nice, but that's not a wall. Okay, well. Got some fruit. Pixelated leaves. Alright, well, let's keep going. Oh. Back to darkness. Huh. What are we supposed to be hearing? Oh, let's move on. No, still nothing. Now this would be proper horror vibes. It's like you're stuck in a playthrough, in an ending, you can't get out of it. Hooray! Finally. And the skip button is broken. Or is it? Give it a bit of time to see if it pops up. But I have a feeling the way is out. There is nothing less for us to do here. For a bodiless voice, the narrator is gone. But we've still not solved the mystery of where our co-workers went. But hey, we made it out. Into the infinite desert. You can always use the building behind us as a marker. Unless it turns into a mirage. Right? The end is never the end, is never the end. And that's all on one track on the new content door. Ah! We're back! No narrator? Ah.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay. Cardboard boxes. And now Stanley is truly alone.
Oh,
Ah, no, he's
are
here!
you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you
I
think
thought
an
he was
achievement
gone.
is worth? No. I can't just give these merits
There's a
away for
second
such
input.
little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Alright. New content. Right. Well, sure. I can't imagine they'll have actually changed anything in the old content doors.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, is this the red? Oh, this might be the red door that I didn't recognize before. Well, we'll see about the cardboard boxes another time then. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. I don't know the rest of the words. I assume it's not a small world. Huh. That's a bit strange. New content written backwards in paint.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Wow.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel, an entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
The end is never the end again. 427. Investor Showcase.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
But it's already a franchise, according to you before. Well, okay, I guess. It's like, shall we call it the Super Nintendo Switch? No. Let's call it Switch 2. Because, yeah, who understands the Super Ultra Deluxe Switch? Nobody. It'll have to be Switch 2. Can't be anything else. Crows on the laptop. I can't read this. Oh, well, never mind. They're back. 2 doors. More TSP, better TSP, win-win, sequential mindshare, paradigm shift for synergy, brick and mortar approach, envelope client-centric marketing, the color red, leverage holistic value. Well, there is a thing about the color red being the most distinctive for our brains. And these are all the different logos. Stanley Parable 2, 2, 2, 2. Two Stanleys? Now that'd be horrifying.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I mean, I guess. It's kind of like the creative approach to making a game. I know Nintendo makes their games by building the game, like, design, how you play it first, and then story comes after. So I can kind of see that. So, Scrum at 9, design pitch at 10, 11:30 break, 11:35 pitch design, 12:02 number 2 chat. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs. They kind of cowered it out on what the other thing people have 2 of, if you get what I mean. Who took the red marker? Me. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, and Dark Souls 2. There are some unironic defenders of those games at the bottom. Dark Souls 2 and Aladdin 2. 2. What is that? That's like a Crab, the ultimate sequel, I guess. 2. The prequel. Prequel? That's not sequel. The prequel to Stanley Parable? 2. Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. Again, I can't... I don't know why they would put text in this game that can't be read. Alright. You are the sequel. This way to the show floor, valued investors. Red carpet. New features! Do I get to sit down or not? No? New content? Huh. Do I not get a demonstration of the new features here? Oh gee, thanks narrator. Go this way.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Okay, so it's an interactive museum again. Interesting. Okay. The Stanley Parable 2 exclusive. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Enjoy the new features. So, is this going to use my profile? It'd have to be a text.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, What do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay, well, we shall have to see what it actually does, but I'm pretty sure it'll have to read the profile of the person playing, because we are on Nintendo Switch. So, if this works, it'll be interesting. Let's go.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
But what if your name was actually Jim, though?
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
What?
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Oh, it just sinks into the floor. Alright, well, game takes features away from me. It's not a particularly good sequel then, is it? Again, I can't really tell if that is Jim as a profile there, but hey ho, let's move on to some more new features.